For years, he was an informant spilling the secrets of the Chicago mob to the FBI. The story of Red Wemette.
I was told by some people at the time that he put out $1 million contract on my head.
Hey, Red.
Hey, how you doing? We're back.
I'm doing good. How are you, Red? How about that, Diane? Good to see
you. It seems like we have all the same people. Ryan
Yeah.
Brown.
People are coming back in.
Compliment.
Good to see you guys. William Kirchmayer, Julie M., Jim Magnifici, Bobby Bag of Donuts. Has everybody been watching The Offer episode 10? I hope so. What'd you think, Red?
I thought it was great, but it was a wrap up. It was they showed all the things, wrapping it up from the beginning to the end, and all of a sudden it came together. It was like an after party. It was a movie ending, beginning of an end.
It was very complete. I like the fact that they went into what their projects were going to be. Puzo's going to go on and do Superman for Warner's Brothers and all these, and then Ruddy gives up doing Godfather 2 so he could go do The Longest Yard, which ended up being a great hit movie, right, with Burt Reynolds.
Right.
And they got into all of that. Even the guy who played Burt was a good casting, very good casting. And I liked the whole thing. And at the end, you get all the awards. And I looked up the real picture of them all, getting their awards. And they're Coppola, he's got 3 of them in his hands. 3 of them. He got 3. Yeah. That was amazing.
Well, The Godfather got a lot of awards. That was. I remember when Diane, did you ever watch The Godfather?
Of course.
Of course.
This
Did you see it downtown at the RK Oriental?
No, I didn't. No.
Where'd you see it at?
I don't remember where I've seen it, but believe me, I've seen it. I couldn't wait to see it. I wanted to see what was really true, what they were saying. And it was funny how they portrayed everybody. It's a comical to me because I knew the people and I'm like, what, are they kidding me or what? Give me a break, I thought. If only they knew the truth.
Yeah.
Oh, so we just finished watching. Red and I watched. It's on Paramount Plus, and it's called The Offer, and it's 10 episodes, an hour each, and it's the making of The Godfather and what they went through, and all the pushback from the mob and the Colombo family, and the real stuff about they didn't want to make in the movie. They were like, so, yeah. Now, Diane.
Yes.
I watched The Godfather for the first time a couple weeks ago.
No way.
I swear to you, I watched it for the first time. I thought it was awesome, right? I watched Casino.
Oh, that was a joke.
5,000 times.
How he made Tony Swatzer look was a joke.
Right.
He was he was very smart and he knew what was happening, believe me, and he was very classy. He was a classy guy. He wasn't like an idiot like they made him look in the movie.
So he didn't swear like she portrayed it to, right?
Not in front of me ever. Maybe with guys, I don't know, but not like they made him look. I laughed. I said to my daughter, I said, what a joke. He was not like this. They're kidding me when I see this.
So he was.
Diane had the fortunate experience of not seeing. She knew him socially. She didn't see that part of him.
No.
I also did not see that part of him.
No, it was not like that. No. I mean, not around me when I see it.
Was it like that around me?
No. None of them were. I mean, none of them. Going back to Willie Potatoes or Teets Battaglio or Mario Di Stefano or any of them. Or Leo Manfetti. I could go on and on with names. And none of them were that way.
Please go on and on. Our viewers are going to love it.
or Mo or Joy Ayupa or any of them. They weren't that way.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. They the way that you know them, anyways, the perspective, because like the movie The Godfather showed,
Right.
It's a family of people. It's a family. They got along. They had, brothers, sisters.
Oh,
They
true.
had in-laws that they,
Well, Kathy Everly, for example, she and I were best of friends, and she and Louie would get in arguments quite often, whatever about. And I remember her telling me that he would chase her down the street. She'd run out in her pajamas, and she'd threaten him, and she'd tell him, "Okay, just go ahead and do what you're doing, and I'll go tell all your friends what kind of person you are, that I have to go live on welfare because of you." And of course, that was, oh my God, you don't even think about that.
blackmailing him.
Yeah, I'll live on welfare. I'll tell your friends what kind of person you are. Yeah.
Blackmail. That's blackmail.
Literally airing your laundry in public.
I mean, she was really cool. I like Kathy a lot. She was a very nice person.
Michael Graham said, Diane's home decor reminds me of my childhood home. The only thing missing is the clear plastic on the furniture.
Oh, I love that clear plastic. I
Street
do. I could never have it on my furniture. Always.
Street
You
stories.
grew up on clear plastic.
I did. My chairs were velvet. They were covered with clear plastic. No. Can't put nothing on those chairs.
And don't smoke in the living room. Just the kitchen.
Go outside.
Yeah.
I never smoked. No. But Kurt
You
did.
never did smoke. I never saw you smoke.
Never, ever.
Your sister-in-law, Marion, she smoked.
Marion smoked. My twin sister smoked like a fiend.
Diane or Dawn.
And so did Kurt. But no, I never. I didn't. It was disgusting. It didn't. Do
I
anything.
always saw Kurt with a big cigarette, hold on his fingers like this.
Right. Always had a
And then he'd
cigarette.
go like this. He'd go,
Mario smoked too. Mario smoked Salem's. I remember.
You're right.
I know I am.
Betty Lauren Maltese.
Never say anything unless I'm 100% sure I'm right. And Mario's favorite saying was, "Shorty, an ace is an ace and a spade is a spade, and that's what you call it." And he was right. And I've always remembered that. And it's true.
Marshall Cafano told me the same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the truth. That's how they.
And he said a deal is a deal.
That's
you make
it.
a deal,
That's it.
that's the deal.
That's like what Mario would say, only different words.
Betty Lauren Maltese story.
Who?
Betty Lauren Maltese. Nope.
She was the mayor way past Diane's time. She was the mayor of Cicero.
No, I don't know.
Mayor Cicero. Okay.
No, I never knew the mayor because when I lived there, I was engaged to Mo. And believe me, I used to speed around in his little Thunderbird or his Cadillac, run the red lights, drive like a crazy person. And nobody would dare stop. I remember the one time this police officer pulled me over. And he pulled me over and he wanted, of course, "Where's your driver's license? Blah, blah, blah. Do you know you ran the red light? You're speeding." "Yeah, I know." "Okay, well, you can't do this and blah, blah, blah. I'm going to write you a ticket and blah, blah, blah." So I pulled up to Mo's house because I had his car. And I said, "You're not going to believe it." And I told him who pulled me over. And he said, "Oh, really?" So he got on the phone immediately and had this police. Oh, I felt bad for the cop. Had this police officer meet us on 16th and Cicero. It was a beef stand that Johnny Parisi owned, okay, at the time. And he met us there and he grabbed this cop by the throat, seriously, by the throat, hung him up on the wall, was choking him. And he said, "Don't you ever stop her for any reason." And the guy couldn't talk, of course. He was choking him, And I'm saying, stop it. I never got stopped again. Well, I never did,
Scott H said, "What are you drinking?"
Me? I'm drinking a screwdriver, Scotty. Would you like one?
Scotty, she's got a screwdriver. There you go. I love it. My grandmother always had a bowl of mints on her coffee table when I was a child. You got the candy laying around in the house too?
Yes, always. I've got all the old pictures. I had pictures of my family that I had blown up to big photos, like 20, 24 by something, photo size. Big ones. And they're all over the house when I was like 5 years old. I like old pictures.
That's awesome.
And through the years, people that come in your house and fix this or that, whatever, they'll say, "Oh my God, where'd you get those pictures?" I'd say, "That's my family." They say, "Oh my God, are those beautiful?" They just love them because they're real old pictures.
Diane actually gave me the picture when you renewed your vows.
Okay.
and I put that up on my Facebook page.
Oh God.
When I was in the little MG, when I was in my MGB.
You were so cute, Billy. I loved your curly hair. You had beautiful, really beautiful red curly hair.
Oh, that's great.
It was great.
And I was wearing that windbreaker.
Yeah, and you were always so quiet and reserved. And I never really talked to you much. I mean, you did my work, did the air conditioner or whatever. But then we never sat and chit-chatted like we are now.
When I came out to the hot dog stand, in East Chicago, Indiana,
Yeah, I know.
we talked for maybe a half hour, 45 minutes or something like that.
Because you were always doing something else, and I was always busy with the kids or working, running the hot dog stand.
I was kind of handy in those days.
We were very handy. We were very handy. And you were always, like I said, kind of reserved to the way I saw you, you know.
I was telling folks about Jimmy Couture's house.
Oh, okay.
And his doorbell wasn't working.
Right.
And Kurt says, "Oh, Billy can fix that for you."
How about the time he volunteers me to give Jimmy Couture a manicure? I'm like, why would you do that? He goes, well, you can do it. I'm like, I know I could do it, but I don't want to do it. Well, it's too late. I already told him. So I had to go and meet him and give him a manicure. I was a nervous wreck. I'm like, give me a break here. But I did it.
So, Julie, I saw that you ordered the pizza box. I'm in the process of manufacturing some more pizzas, and then your pizza is going to be on the way. So sit tight, and you're going to have it.
Where's my pizza?
Adam, just figured out how to prescribe. I watch on my TV, and I had to change my settings to see it. I plan on doing the mob tour sometime before September. Also, Red, I just ordered your book days ago. Well, thanks, Eric.
Thank you.
I hope to see you out here on the tour. That'll be fun.
Where do you live, Eric?
So Scott H is drinking a Ewingling. That must be a type of beer, I guess, or something, huh? I've never heard of that.
I haven't either.
You're about to ship a book to Lansing. Corn Pop just ordered your book too.
Okay.
So, Lansing, Illinois, right next to Calumet City.
Oh, I know where it is.
Where were we when you renewed your vows?
We were in
Indiana.
Crown Point, Indiana.
Crown Point. Tupac Wallace, why do I keep getting put in timeout? You got to be respectful, Tupac. If you're respectful, you can stay on the channel. If not, we'll boot you from the channel. You've been put in timeout twice now today. So please just be respectful. You don't have to say things that are all sexual and whatnot on the channel. Really, be respectful. Okay. Ewing is the oldest beer in the country. So there you go. So tell us, Diane, tell us more, please.
It was a beer. You know, we knew it was a beer. But yeah.
Had to be. So tell us more, please.
Oh, I'm trying to think. There's so much to tell you. You know, you're talking years and years of being around these people. And it's like, oh my God, you know, I'm going back 50 years ago, 50 years at least. Almost.
Well, tell us the most outstanding stories.
Well, that one would be with Teach Battaglio, and the other would be when Mario came to help me when I hadn't seen him in years, and I didn't think he would, to interject with Kurt. Okay, that was the most interesting. And then,
well, Jimmy didn't interject on that either. Jimmy Couture.
Well, obviously he couldn't, because Kurt went to Jimmy telling him, you know, he's in love with my wife, you know, which I didn't know at the time until Kurt told me.
Oh, no, he won't do that. He won't do that.
Oh, and Jimmy's like, well, that's not Mario. Mario wouldn't do this. And Kurt said, but he's doing it. He's doing it, you know. And obviously Mario didn't care, because he proceeded and just said what he had to say. And Kurt was frantic. I mean, he was begging me on his knees, begging me, please, go to him.
You should have told him, hold on, I'm getting the camera.
I was shocked, you know, and I'm like, get up, Kurt. I ain't gonna let him kill you. Relax, you know.
Did he go down on one knee when he proposed to you?
Pardon me?
Did he go down on one knee when he proposed to you?
No, Kurt didn't.
No, I never saw Kurt on his knees, period.
He was on both knees then, begging me. Almost in tears. And I'm like, what are you so afraid for? You don't understand. He's going to kill me. I said, believe me, he's not going to kill you. I will go talk to Mario.
I had the same situation with him. I had problems with Kenny. And I went to talk to Joey Lombardo.
Right.
And so when I talked to Joey Lombardo, he said, I'll take care of it. Well, they grabbed Kurt. They grabbed Kurt and they put him in a telephone booth. And they were going to kill him. So Kurt called Kenny and said, I don't know how I'm in this, but I'm in it. Kenny called me and I called over by Lombardo. I didn't speak to Joey. I spoke to somebody else. And I said, there's been a big mistake. I meant Kenny. I didn't mean Kurt.
Because Kurt,
he was sweating. He thought that was his last day.
Just think about this, which I didn't know. Going back years and years and years ago, okay, before I even knew Kurt or any of these people, I'm married to somebody else, okay? The fellow I was married to, his uncles were connected with the Mafia, okay? This is when I was just 19 years old, okay? So, and I remember in the news, and I remember them talking about Pretty Boy. They called him Pretty Boy. He was a friend of Larry. The guy I was married to, his name was Larry, and Pretty Boy was his friend. Okay. Well, they found Pretty Boy shoved in the trunk with an ice pick in him. Okay. And I remember it was Mike Gargano. They said that they thought did it. And
Mike Gargano.
Yeah, and Kurt Hansen. Well, I didn't even know Kurt Hansen at the time, but that's how I remember back. And I was just 20 years old then.
Well, Kurt knew Mike Gargano very well.
I met Mike Gargano a couple times, yeah.
Where did you go to school? Was it Sacred Heart School? Michael Graham's wondering.
I went to Harrison High School. I only went for a couple years because then I ended up with a guy named Spagnoli, who's from the West Side.
Hi, Adam, Red, Diane. Do you two remember the Petticoats restaurant? Was it supposed to be burned down by the outfit in the early 60s?
I don't remember it. I'm not familiar with it at all.
Okay.
No.
Barnyard. Hi, Diane. I think I heard you mention the Surf Lounge. If so, did you ever know a manager there named Whitey Dukes or Cross-Eyed Whitey or his wife Rachel? Thanks.
It was a Turf Lounge, not the Surf. Turf with a T, not an S.
Okay. So the Turf Lounge. But did you know Whitey Dukes?
No, I don't know.
No, or his wife. Okay.
We used to hang out in there, though. That was by the racetrack.
I never went to the racetrack.
So back to Kurt. Greg Polly said, why did you stay with him? And why did you separate from him?
Because I never saw that side of him. And he was always so nice with me. And he was 20 years older than me. And I never had a problem with him. I never heard him raise his voice, nothing. Okay. So we had this house. We bought an acre of property at Sky High Stables from Kenny one year because he was desperate for some money. Anyhow, we gave him the money. And he was supposed to write us up a legal thing with his Art O'Donnell, the lawyer, that we owned the property. And so we had a friend of ours, Bob Hopkins, who had a sketch made, a blueprint made of the house I wanted. I wanted this certain kind of house. And it was going to have an ice skating rink, swimming pool, horse, all that fun stuff. Anyhow, we were supposed to get the front acre. Okay. And Kurt talked to Kenny, and Kenny agreed. So we gave him the money. And then that was like right by Christmas in November, middle of November. And Kurt said, well, let's go down to Art O'Donnell, which was their lawyer, and write up some papers. Because he didn't trust Kenny. For whatever reason, he didn't trust Kenny. And I said, no, I don't want to do it now. I'm too busy. I'm Christmas shopping. I'm baking. I don't have time for the nonsense. Okay. So I should have done it, but I didn't. So therefore, like in beginning of January, Kurt had the aneurysm. So when I did, after all this happened, it was a nightmare. I had the blueprints for the house. I had everything going, but it didn't have the proper paper saying I own the acre. Okay. So meanwhile, I called Kenny. I said, I need the paperwork. And they said, I don't owe it to you. I owe it to my brother, and hung up on me. So I never got the money or the property. And that was the end of that story.
Wow.
But you got the films.
I got the what?
Pony Express.
Oh,
Pony
yeah.
Express.
Oh, God, you have to
We won't go into what that is.
Oh, my God.
Oh, you guys know that Red was in the porn business. Okay. So
Kurt.
I can only imagine what he's talking about. How much?
Kurt. For years, he was.
Barnyard said, Diane's right. The Turf Lounge. Of course.
Of course,
right.
yes.
Yeah, we already covered
I
that.
go there every night to meet Mo.
How much older was Kurt than you?
20 years.
Duke Madden said, my God, She's like 70s, looking like she's in her 40s.
I'm 80. Tell him I'm 80.
80. She's 80, guys. Question for Diane. What happened to Pretty Boy?
They found an ice pick in him in the trunk.
Oh, geez.
Nice kid.
Big Tuna. I don't know, Diane. Sounds like you went along for some of these hits. Just kidding. By the way, you're awesome.
Thank you. But no, I really wouldn't. I don't even believe in killing a bug, let alone a person.
Waylon. Did you know Waylon Flowers?
No, who was that?
No, that was a country singer, I believe.
No.
But we got to ask the question 4 times now, so I had to put it up there. So it's Yingling. That's how you say that beer. Yingling. Larry wants to know, did you ever go to Caputo's on 79th and Kedzie back in the day?
No, I used to I dated a fellow years ago, Ralph Caputo, in Los Angeles, who was connected somehow with other people out there. Ralph Caputo was his name. Ralph Caputo, excuse me, Ralph Caputo was his son. His name was Mike Caputo.
Got it. Being so involved with horses and stables, did you ride horses, Diane?
I never wanted to, you know.
Something tells me this city girl wouldn't want anything to do with riding horses. Diane, thanks.
I'm too foo-foo, I guess is the word. It's not my
Ryan Brown. Diane, thanks for coming on the show today. Very insightful. 2 questions for you. How was Kurt with your children? And did you know Roger Spry? Great questions.
Yes, I met Roger a couple times. And Kurt was wonderful with the kids. I mean, wonderful. I mean, you couldn't believe how great he was. We would have friends over all the time. We had a motorhome, beautiful, the 32-foot motorhome. And we'd take Maria's friends with us on trips. We'd take Goody's friends with us, my daughter. And we had a boat, a Chris Craft, a 3-tier thing, boat, 30-something feet on the lake. Now we parked at McCormick Place, which you could not get. You couldn't get that, but he knew the right people, so we had it. And we take the kids out on them. He was wonderful with kids. I mean, I never heard him raise his voice.
Yep. No.
It's weird. I mean, to think that he did all these things that I read about now, I'm like, I would never. If you read the poems, I have a whole album, Adam, of poems and cards that he wrote to me that you would never believe that would come out of his mouth. Beautiful poems. He wrote beautiful poems.
Wow. He wrote that. See, this is stuff that you won't get that anywhere else.
They're all his writing in my book, in my album.
Wow. How about Lefty Rosenthal? Did you ever meet him?
No.
Okay. So I was from Crown Point, lived in Cal City, above Chances Are for a while. Did you ever go there? Well, you know what, Mac? There was so many bars in Calumet City.
Everywhere was a bar.
More liquor licenses per capita in Calumet City than anywhere else in the country.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Diane, but we had our favorite watering holes. We only went to one or 2 spots.
And I didn't go to bars. Don't forget, I had 2 kids. I always was home. The bar I didn't even drink then. Okay. It was the last thing I wanted was a bar. Never thinking years later I'd own different bars and cocktail restaurants. I've owned restaurants in Scottsdale, in Tempe, and Downey, and I could go on and on, you know.
Remember when Kurt bought That's Life?
Yes, of course. I went out there in a cab to see it.
95th and Ashland.
And it was weird. He wouldn't even drink. He wouldn't even have a drink. And I went over there and I said, "You're not going to have a drink?" He goes, "You know I don't drink." I said, "I know that, but you could have one drink with me. I came all the way here to see the place." Yeah, I think he had one drink. Killed even ordered.
I'm gonna ask this question.
Sure.
Not that I should have to, Rick, but I'm gonna put it up and ask it. Okay.
Okay.
Diane, are you and your family Italians? How did your family feel about these men?
We're half Italian and half German. My mother was German. My father was Italian.
But she's got some Italian in her. You could tell.
I know.
When you live around Italian people all your life, this is how you talk with your hands.
Hit the like button, guys. Speaking of talking with your hands, hit that thumbs up button. And alcohol, Wemette City. Oh my God, alcohol, Wemette City. That is hilarious. Never heard that before.
Wemette City. Yeah. This is
Your
true.
family's here, Diane.
Maria Chirillo. Kurt
Yeah.
Hansen was a great stepfather. I know firsthand. There you go, folks.
He was. He was great with my kids. Absolutely great.
Yeah,
He
that's pretty interesting. So, Fox Lake was the world record for bars in the country.
Fox Lake?
Fox Lake was in the world record book for bars in the country.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. You have to look that up. So,
Probably true. We used to go there all the time boating.
Diane, did you tell Red? Has Kenny Hansen? Oh, sorry, Diane. What show did you tell Red has Kenny Hansen on it? Is if available online?
Oprah had him on.
Forgive me if I've Oprah had him on.
Yeah, he was on a big screen and he was in prison wherever he was locked up, and she was interviewing him live because she believed he was innocent because she claimed that she had interviewed someone who claimed that they killed the Peterson and Schuessler boys. Okay, and she said Kenny did not do it, so she had it live on TV.
Two juries thought he did.
Pardon?
Two juries thought he did.
Yeah, I know. I'd hate to think it, but I don't know. I can't honestly say if he did it.
What he was asking was on Faces of the Forgotten.
Okay.
Faces of the Forgotten. They did a story. It's on YouTube about the Schuessler Peterson murders.
Okay.
And it talked about Kenny.
It's terrible.
I wonder if we can get that footage. Is that anywhere? Is it out there anywhere of him?
Yeah.
On our show?
He does so many. He does all the grief sites. Faces of the Forgotten.
Oh, he has it on his site, on his page.
Right.
He's got that footage.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to look for that. Diane, did you meet Phil Baccio? He ran Calumet City for the Chicago Heights crew.
What was his name?
Phil Bacino? Phil Bacino?
No, I really didn't know anybody.
Bacino.
I didn't really know anybody there. Everybody I knew was from Cicero. The only one that I was associated with was Kurt, who was in that area. But as far as knowing anybody there, no, I didn't. I didn't know anybody that he associated with.
Kind of the heavy crowd. She went with the heavy crowd.
That was my.
Hit the
We
like
had a
button,
lot in
guys.
common. I was with the heavy crowd too. We had a lot of people that are mob associates. People will ask people that are watching. They'll ask, "Did you know so and so? Did you know so and so?" There were so many associates.
Oh my God! You couldn't name them all. Forget it.
How many do you think?
Half of them you didn't even know because they were business people. You would never in a million years think they were affiliated with the mafia. Like the one I was married to, Larry Peaches, his two uncles owned two steakhouses. You would never in a million years think they were affiliated, but they were. One was Maloney and one was Nate. Their names.
I wasn't very well known as an associate. I really wasn't. Nobody really knew who I was.
No, I mean there's too many people, Billy.
And I don't think until you actually saw me on YouTube that you even knew that what took place after you were gone. Kurt never discussed it with you.
Kurt never discussed nothing with me. The only thing we ever discussed was one simple thing I'd say to him. Are we going to run out of money? Because I love to shop. And his answer was, and this is true, and his answer was, we'll never run out of money. And I said, okay, that's fine. Give me some money and I'd go shopping. That was it.
Did you know
That's like Tony's wife? Tony's wife was the same way. Give me the credit card.
And you never had credit cards. It was always cash.
Do you know any of the other Spilotro brothers?
No, just
Okay.
Tony.
Yeah, it's hit the like button, guys. Don't forget to do that. And no, Ryan, it's okay. Fat thumbs are all right. I have that problem too when I'm texting. So the Channel Lakes, Diane, where did you stay? What lake did you stay? And have you ever been to the boat races there?
Years later, I'm going back to him. I was married for 15 years to a gentleman that just passed away a year ago. And he had two houses on Loon Lake in Antioch. So we would always take his boats out to the chain of lakes.
So it's Antioch, Illinois.
Right.
Uh,
Right next door.
guys, this Tupac, I'm banned. I'm not surprised. It's because I'm black. No, it's
Oh,
not.
come on. Give me a break.
Not Tupac. No, it's not.
We don't know what color you are.
I have no idea, man.
Some of my best friends were black. I could go back to. I loved them dearly. That has nothing to do with you as a person.
That's
You are who you are.
William Kirchmayer. Hey, Red, I'm glad you like the model. Did I get it right? Does it
Yes,
look
you
like
did.
yours,
Bill.
It does. Look at this.
Thank you
Look
so
at this,
much.
guys. Look at this thing.
I love it. It's cute.
Isn't it awesome?
Yes, it is. Very much so.
And very, very detailed, very accurate. Thank you so much.
You shouldn't have ran it into the river, Billy.
Yeah, the Lake Michigan.
That was a bad thing, Billy.
Bad, very bad. So, Red and I were talking last night, and Dewey Barnyard, he sent me little press passes and a few bucks in an envelope once. And then I got this Vidalia cup from Virginia Quigley, and then I got that from Red. And I said to Red, we should give something back. So what we're going to do on Mob Vlog next week, starting next week, is we're going to give something away, whether it's an autographed Red book, or maybe it's a couple of tickets to the Mob tour, or maybe, an autographed something else that I have, maybe one of the free little USB guns. We're going to do that. We're going to do a little trivia contest, and then we're going to ask a question. Whoever answers it first in the comments, we're going to tell them, call in on the number. We'll verify them, have them punch some numbers in so we know it's them. And then we'll send them whatever the prize is, So,
that's Bill, you started this. After you sent me the GTO, that was it.
Yeah, we got to do something for our viewers. We have to. How can you not give back, right?
That's
right.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly. So, how many miles were on the car, Red?
None.
No, the one when you dumped it in
one
the lake.
zero. Zero.
None.
And when I put it in the lake, I have no idea what the mileage was. I just didn't want to hit the uprights. I wanted to shear through the guardrail without hitting one of those uprights. So I have no idea what the mileage. I wasn't looking at the odometer. I'll tell you that much.
Nope.
Bobby Bag of Donuts. Adam, Red, you got to get Diane back on here ASAP. So, Red has already worked on that. He's going to have her on Monday.
Monday?
Right?
I do a Monday show, Diane.
Okay.
You didn't ask me yet.
That's with you and I. And I asked Adam, I said, would you do a thumbnail for us? Remember?
Oh, yeah, I know, but I don't know anything about this stuff, Adam.
You haven't changed a bit.
I'm not used to being a celebrity, guys. No.
You haven't changed a bit in all the years. You haven't.
That's good to know.
And by the way, you're gorgeous.
Well, thank you.
You are, Diane. You are absolutely, you're stunning. You really are. Yeah. And everybody in the comments is saying the same thing. It's insane. It's like you haven't aged.
Well, it's really funny because people tell me that when I'm shopping with my daughter who's 60, and they'll say, "That's not your mother," and she'll say, "Yes, it is," and I'll say, "Yes, I am." I had facelifts and blah, blah. I never had nothing done to my face. I had no facelifts.
Oh, that's great. Trace, I've not found that episode where he says that Frank's the most intimidating. I'm still looking for it. So Bobby Bag of Donuts wants to go on a date with you now. See how that works?
Who's Bobby Bag of Donuts?
Yeah, Mickey Griggs, she's stunning. All right, so a lot of stories. No, she doesn't know Frank Rosenthal. We asked that already, Phil. And Diane, were any of your non-connected friends afraid to be around you because your association with the Chicago outfit guys?
This is really strange. I never had a lot of friends. All my friends were, believe it or not, men. And because my life was always with my kids. I had my first daughter when I was 17. And there again, her father was connected to someone. But anyhow, aside from that, I never hung around with anyone. My life was my family. Okay. It was my kids. And that was it. So I never really I had one girlfriend. She's still alive and we're still friends forever. Her name is Esther. But other than that, I had no girlfriends. We're all
you had Louis' wife.
Oh, Kathy Ebley, yeah. But
So let me ask you,
sure,
is it safe to say
sure.
that the friends you had were connected friends?
Well, the only one really was Kathy Ebley. And Baby Doll, of course, but she was my sister's friend. She was older than me, but Kathy was more my age at the time.
But they were all connected people in one way or another.
Because she married Louis the Mooch from Taylor's. Yeah.
He put us on hold. That's okay. He's taking a call.
That's okay. Yeah. No, but I never had girlfriends. I was too busy with my own thing.
Well, that's why I try to tell people that some people like yourself, you just had a small circle of friends, and you had your family, and there were people that Kurt knew. You met people through Kurt, but that was about it.
That's true.
And you had your sister. You got a big family.
I was busy with my own. Yeah, I never. I didn't care. But women always to me gossiped and got on my nerves. They didn't think like a man, and I guess I thought more like a man. Because my thinking was an ace is an ace, a spade is a spade. And I don't want to hear none of this.
But you had Marion for a friend.
Marion was my friend. Yes.
Yes.
Definitely was.
And Beverly.
Beverly, yes. But that was it. There again, they were my sister-in-laws. They weren't just a girlfriend, but they were very good people.
Oh,
very
yeah.
Good. I love both of them dearly. Marion especially. Beverly too, but Marion and I were very close.
She was a sweetheart.
Oh, she was. Believe me, she was.
Maybe you could tell people what happened with Marion.
As far as?
When she got sick.
Oh, the cancer?
Yes.
Yeah, I took her to the Manila, Philippine Islands. She and I went. And I tried to get, because we heard about the cures and all that fun stuff. Faith healers. Anyhow, I took her there and
she was desperate.
Oh, I know she was. And she believed they were doing it, but I seen what they did. I was standing there watching. And then she ended up in a hospital there. And we ended up staying there longer than we projected to be there. And I had to bring her home, get her in an ambulance and take her home. And then the plane stops in Honolulu coming from Manila. And she was sick. I had her laying on, how they I had her laying in the chairs in the airplane. And the idiot that came on the plane, will have her some kind of for medical stuff, checking out the people that going from country to country, thought we had cholera. We don't have cholera. She has no temperature. With cholera, you have a very high temperature. She has 0 temperature. She has cancer. Well, no, he evacuated the whole plane, put us in quarantine, made us go to a hospital. We got stuck there overnight in Honolulu until I could get her out of there. And then we caught a plane from Honolulu and went home.
And you didn't know that the money for that was supposed to go into the store that Kurt and I were building. And it was from Francis Carnicle.
No, I had no idea that Francis was involved in anything because Kurt never talked about anything. All I knew was Kurt gave me the money to take Marion to Manila. So I flew to Manila because nobody wanted to go. They were all afraid to go that far. I'm like, I'm not afraid of anything. I'll take her. And I took her.
She was a marvelous woman. I like Marion.
I love Marion. Absolutely. She was great. I mean, great.
All you people were like family to me. You treated me like family, and I loved it.
Oh, I'm glad you did, Billy. I'm glad I found you, Billy. Who would think I'd find you now?
Billy, I'm glad she found you too.
Here?
I mean, all these years later. I mean, what coincidence is that, Adam?
Right? No, it's awesome. I'm really glad that you found Billy.
Oh, I am thrilled that I did.
Did you have a favorite hangout?
I actually didn't hang anywhere. Like I said, I was always with my family. So I didn't hang out anywhere except when I was very, very young. And that was Taylor and Halstead. And the name of the restaurant was the Tay Halls. And Virginia and Fred Pasquale owned it at the time. And I'm going back.
Marion had hangouts.
Marion did. Marion hung at the bar close to where she lived on Claremont.
She'd walk.
Yeah, she'd walk. It was just a few blocks away.
I don't know if you know about this. Do you remember when Marion she was intoxicated and she got stopped by a police officer? And she said, my husband or my brother's a bail bondsman.
No, I don't know.
Oh, it's a story. She got stopped. She was smashed and she was driving one of Kurt's cars.
Oh God.
That 98 Oldsmobile.
Okay.
And so they asked for the ID, for the registration and everything.
Of course.
And she said, it's my brother's and he's a bail bondsman.
Right.
And so he races over there. You lived on Claremont then.
Okay.
And he races over there, and he could see she's intoxicated. He's trying to talk to the police officer, and he talked him out of the ticket. He took her home.
Well, he was a smooth talker, Kurt.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
And fast with this.
Oh,
I
yeah.
told a bedtime story about he was at Irv Weiner
Okay.
and Tony Spleccio.
Okay.
And they were at a restaurant on Western Avenue. It was on an Angle Street. I think it was Lincoln Western.
Milwaukee? Could be Milwaukee.
Might have been Milwaukee.
Uh-huh.
But I was on my way there.
Okay.
And I told him I got stopped by a police officer going through Forest Park. And
Forest
I
Park.
was doing 50 and a 25. I was late for the meeting.
I got that.
And so what happened was I took care of the cop. I gave him some money, So
Right.
he put the red lights on. He said, "Oh, American bonding." He knew what it was right away. And he said, "I'll give you an escort." So I get there, and Tony and Irv are inside. And Kirk comes running out and says, Officer, he's a good kid. He said, don't do anything. And he said, I know, he's a friend of mine. He drives away. And Kirk was chewing me out. I mean, chewing me out. And Tony was laughing and Irv was laughing. And they said, leave him alone.
Well, you were just a kid.
Yeah.
You were like me. I was only in my 20s.
But I knew enough to put $20 on the seat.
Well, I always knew that. I always knew that.
JB's wondering, Simpson Bar on Western and Taylor, a German Shepherd guard dog? Ring a bell?
No. The only place I went around that area was Carm's Beef Stand.
Right.
Right off of it was right, I think on Flournoy and Western, right off of Taylor Street. Everybody went there for Italian beef.
Big Tuna said, can you tell us about the most fun time that you've ever had with any of the outfit guys? They ever have any big picnics or anything?
Never went on a picnic with any of them. No. I went the one time I went with Mario to a drive-in theater, which was unusual. He hadn't been to a drive-in theater in 20 years, he said, or maybe longer or less, whatever. And yeah, we went to a drive-in, and that was fun because I remember him going in and getting some popcorn and coming out, and we sat and laughed about it. I forgot even what we saw on this show, but that was
that the Bel Air?
Pardon? Was
that the Bel Air on Cicero?
Yes. We went to the drive-in, and he said he hadn't been to one in 20 years. That was fun. I had fun that night.
Yeah, great show today, guys. Love your guest. Did you know Jimmy Kozo?
No.
Nope.
That was later. Diane was gone by then.
Linkowitz, chief of police of Calumet City. Did it ring a bell to anybody? No.
Not to me, no.
That was before my time, guys. I'm way before, and Red doesn't know either. So, yeah. Wow.
All the drive-in theaters are gone now. You seldom see a drive-in theater.
There's one out here in Lakeland where I'm at.
Really?
There is. There's a drive-in theater.
They got a little burger joint down the street, and they play big movies on the screen. So you sit in your car and you can watch old horror movies and whatnot. But they have a drive-in theater in town too, where I've been to it a couple of times. I wonder if they reopened ever since everything shut down.
Yeah, because of the COVID.
Yeah, I don't know if it's ever going to be back up. So,
how has COVID affected your life?
Me? Well, it did because I got it. My whole family got it. My husband also got it, and it killed him. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, thank you. So it did affect it a lot, believe me.
I'm sorry, Diane.
That's how we moved here, because he and I were talking. We had a house in Bel Air Bluffs, and we had a house on Antioch on the private lake there. And anyhow, when this happened, and he got it, and we all got it, and he got pneumonia from it, and ended up in the hospital because he couldn't breathe. And I couldn't go see him, of course. They wouldn't let you. So he died there. And then because of the fact we were going to move to Florida, because we like Florida permanently, not just 6 months out of the year like we were doing, that my daughter and I decided to come to Florida. So we sold my house in Haynesville, and we came out here and bought this house in Lakeland.
Wow. I'm sorry to hear that. I lost my father back in July of 2020, and from the COVID. And so Frank and my best friend, who's my age, just this last a year ago, he got it and ended up in my age. And my mom ended up in the hospital, double pneumonia. I was sick for 2 or 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
We were all sick with it. It was terrible, and and I thought it was not good. I'll tell you that.
No, sorry you had to go through that. It
was not fun. Okay, for anyone, it's not.
Yeah.
Corn Pop says, I gotta ask, did they tell you it was COVID?
Yes.
Yeah, it told me same thing. They were like, "Yep, you're positive."
He has COVID," they said, and because of his age and he was a smoker for years, it grabbed his lungs. What it does everybody, it attacks your lungs.
Yep.
And that was it. And of course, we couldn't see him. I couldn't see him. They wouldn't let me near the hospital.
Same thing. Same thing.
That was the worst part. At least I wanted to be with him. At least.
Oh,
I couldn't.
My dad lost his wedding ring, so my mom never got this wedding ring. His glasses, his clothes, and whatnot. Oh, it just disappeared.
Oh yes, it did. Someone took it. Disappeared. All right, in their pocket.
Michael Graham, I went to the Bel Air Drive-In in Cicero when I was a kid. I remember a restaurant shaped like an airplane nearby.
Oh, I don't remember that, but
I do.
Do you, Billy? Yeah.
Yes.
Do you remember the airplane-shaped restaurant?
Yes.
That sounds fun.
I don't know.
I remember.
Place that they had a railroad car. They had a railroad car that they made into a restaurant.
No, that was in Lansing, and that was a ice cream parlor that was an Amtrak car. Remember that?
Yes.
No.
I remember that from when I was a kid.
Oh, is that cute? No, I don't.
Yeah, that was neat. You went to the Amtrak car and you get to have ice cream in it.
Because different.
Did they did you ever come across any New York guys ever involved with?
Well, just Kathy Ebley. He was from New York. Louis Ebley. He was originally from New York. But no, everyone I associated with was from Chicago.
Okay, outfit boss. Red, why does Diane call you Billy?
Diane, answer that.
That's his name. When I met him, this is Billy. And so this is Billy, and I call him Billy. I don't know him as Red or whatever. I know him as Billy.
She knew Billy and Little Tony.
Right.
Little Tony.
You didn't call him that. You called him Tony.
I used to call him the little guy.
Did you? Yeah. Well,
little guy.
I didn't. I just called him.
Not to his face, but
Talking
somebody
about
said, "Get the little guy." I go out the door at American Bonding, go get him.
Well, I know out the back
I
door.
know who they met. It wasn't Irv Weiner.
Well, Irv Weiner was little too, but and even Irv Weiner, no one ever called him Irv. I never called one person call him Irv. It was Mr. Weiner, out of respect. Never ever did they call him Irv.
We called him. He had a nickname, and we called him the Rabbi.
Irwin?
Yeah, he was the Rabbi. Tony was called the little guy. Joey was called the clown.
Oh, he was funny. Yeah.
And Phil, we called Milwaukee Phil. You met Milwaukee Phil.
Yeah, I met him at the beef stand when I was working at the beef stand for Nunzio. Oh, it was the Alpha place. I left Mario's place. I went to work at the beef stand. I had to leave Mario's pancake house because his wife, actually, nobody knows this, but his wife put a hit on me, okay? And she did. Anyhow, they tried to kill Dawn because they thought it was me because she was walking with my coat on and we're identical twins. So they tried to run her off the sidewalk. So anyhow, to make a long story short, well, where was I going with this? I don't even know. I lost my train of thought thinking about that. But anyhow, the people were different then. And
Milwaukee Phil.
Okay, that's where I was going. So Mario, I had to leave working at the pancake house because of what happened. So then they opened up a beef stand on Armitage, I forgot what other street, Armitage and Cicero or someplace around there. So a guy named Nunzio was running it. So that's where I met Milwaukee Phil because they would come there to the beef stand. In the back of the room where when you go through the beef place was a big kitchen and the refrigerators with the walk-in stuff in there. And they would have their meetings back there. And that's where they would come through. And because I said to Nunzio, who's that guy? Is he a nice, dapper-looking guy? And he said, that's Milwaukee Phil. He runs Milwaukee, blah, blah, blah.
Cashmere coat.
beautiful camel coat all the way, top coat, but very, very classy looking man. And so several times I walked back to get beef because I needed the beef because I was selling beef. And I'd walk back and they'd all stop talking and just look at me because there was a table there with like 6 guys in it. And I'd say, "Oh, excuse me." I'd turn around and walk right out without the beef. I don't want to hear nothing.
It sounds like a cereal commercial. Hey, Billy. Hey, little Tony. Hey, Mikey. He likes it.
I know. And because people don't even believe the Mafia existed. So many people don't believe it. They don't believe it.
Ann Donnelly's watching in from Ireland. Hello to Ireland. Did you know any of the top guys? Randy Rhodes is wondering.
Top guys? What top guys?
Jackie Cerrone. If you're getting in here late, Randy, Jack.
Of course.
Yeah, just it's all.
I don't think there's. She met just about every top guy in the outfit.
Just
all the guys that I know about.
Cicero for sure.
Your name's the clown, the little guy, the rabbi, the mooch. You might be mob connected. You think?
Not connected in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, that's too funny. I have a feeling, unless you knew these guys personally, you wouldn't address the outfit guys by their nicknames. Thanks, Eric Phillips.
No, never. I never did. In fact, I was either Tony or Joey. I never, said the clown or whatever. I called him by his name, Joey. Out of respect, you respect these people because they respected you, and there was no reason not to give the same thing back to them.
They give respect until you disrespect them.
That's right.
I like it. That's put the right way. Sure,
it's true. It's very true. That's the way it was.
Corn Pop has a comment here. I'm going to put it up.
She's a bad lady. I don't know. I don't know, Corn Pop.
She's not a bad lady, Corn Pop. You're getting a timeout.
Timeout. I stuck him in there. Mo, how you doing? Look at that.
Hey, Mo.
100%. Yeah.
20 years older.
Yeah, and no last names either, right? No last names.
We didn't call it last names.
What?
We didn't call people by the last names because we knew them.
Right.
That's kind of dumb.
Except Mr. Weiner. Mr. Weiner.
No one ever called him. I never heard anyone call him. Or I think Joey Cosentino would call him Irv, but nobody.
I called him Irv.
Did you?
Irv actually went to collect some money that was owed to me.
He told me that story, and he went in and got it and gave you extra money. Told you keep the money.
Yeah, he took he robbed the guy practically. He grabbed a handful of money, and it was more than the guy owed me. And he said, "Keep it,
keep it." Oh.
But Irv had a lot of money.
Well, I figured that. I always figured that. I never questioned it, but I always knew. You could just tell he did.
Did you ever go out to his house in Niles?
No.
Michael Graham.
Kurt brought him to Pigs, Bagels, and Locks.
Never went there.
Diane, I think the beef stand you're thinking about was Margie's Beef on Cicero, just south of North Avenue. Michael Graham saying maybe rings a bell.
You're talking where I worked with Nunzi?
Yeah, Margie's Beef.
No,
No, that wasn't the name.
This is on Armitage.
Colleen Moore said she's a beautiful lady inside and out. That's Diane.
Thank you, Colleen.
What was Herb's function?
Oh, so this has been fun, Red.
It has been. It has been, Diane. I thank you so much for coming on the show. Really, the after show. You were on the other show with Adam, and now you're on this show. And thank you so much. I'd like to have you on again if you want to.
You and I will talk, of course.
I'd like to have you back on Mob Vlog too. I think that would be fun. We had a good time today. The viewers had a lot of questions, and they were fascinating. I mean, fascinating.
Thank you.
It really is.
There's so much to you. You're a real person.
I do know, of course. Of course, I would. It's me,
Right. Quickly, what was Irv's function in the outfit?
I don't know. All I know is
a money man
many years ago called Captive City. And in the book, it said, they mentioned Irwin Weiner, and they said they nicknamed him the Golden Boy because any business, anything he touched for the Mafia, he made all kinds of money for these people. So they called him the Golden Boy. But of course, I didn't know him as that. I called him Mr. Weiner.
Nice.
He commanded a lot of respect.
When Kurt had the aneurysm and he was, out of it in a coma for months and months and months, Irwin always had his secretaries call me, at least
Millie.
and ask
Millie?
Pardon, Millie and Billy Belay. And they would call me and always ask, or Mr. Weiner, they would say, would like to know if you need any money. Do you need anything? And I would say, tell Mr. Weiner, thank you very much, but I'm fine. But he always made it a point to call, to have someone call and ask me. Yeah. Very classy man.
Oh, yeah.
So he's
Well,
like
you're a classy lady.
Well, thank you.
I always thought of you as a kid. I always looked at you and said, she's a classy lady.
Eric Phillips, Diane, it's awesome how you and Red piggyback on each other and remember different things. It's a great show.
It is. I enjoy it.
Thank you, Eric.
Yeah.
Oh, Corn Pop's cousin. I put Corn Pop in timeout, so now we have Corn Pop's cousin. But the good news is, Red, is that you now have 3 new subscribers: Corn Pop's cousin, and whoever else, Corn Pop's brother, maybe. So that's you guys are crazy. Enjoyed the show today. This Corn Pop, Red, and his cousin Mo said, "Yeah, I know. We got the Corn Pop." This has been great.
How many Mo's do we have?
You almost had 100 people in here, and we were almost at 300 on Mob Vlog. That's like
hit the like button, folks. I need the help.
Mash it. Yeah.
Please hit the like button.
I love it, Jack.
Jacqueline Moore. Diane displays old-time class, which no longer exists.
Well, thank you.
Yes, she's the epitome of class.
Thank you.
The minute I saw her, the minute I talked to her on the phone, I said, "This is the old-time class. She's the old school."
He said, Max said it'd be neat to see some old photos of you two while you're talking. Put some photos up of when you were a little younger. Do you have any? Because
all kinds of pictures of Kurt, of myself. I saved them for like 40 years.
Tell the story about the one with me with the Facebook. You blew it up. Your granddaughter blew it up for me.
Yes. You? Were you in the car, the little car?
Yeah.
I love that picture. Yeah. You have it, Billy. I sent it to you. Maria sent it to you.
Yeah, but tell the folks about it. What happened?
Well, that's when I married Kurt. We were going to Crown Point, Indiana. And that's when you were driving the car. You were in the car. Well, Kenny was in front of the car. And I was standing next to Kenny for whatever reason. I don't know what was going on because I don't remember. That was so long ago. But you were in the car. It's a perfect picture of you. You see your red curly hair. You look cute.
She had pictures. She has pictures of everything.
I do.
That go way back.
I do.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I do. I have albums.
Back in the late 60s.
All the way back.
Wow.
I even have my marriage certificate to Kurt.
Oh, I think people be fascinated to do. You know what might be fun? Maybe to do an interview. I'd like to do an interview like this, but pre-recorded, and then put some pictures up of different things. Let me edit it a little bit. What do you think of that, Red? We could all three.
That's great.
Pre-record and then put one up for Mob Vlog, a special. Like, remember we did Who Is Red Wemette? We could do one about.
We should do who. That's what I said at the beginning. We should do Who Is Diane Hansen?
I think that would be fascinating. And viewed videos always get more views, it seems, than the live ones. So a pre-done one. But
True.
Yeah. Anyway, Michael Graham, thanks for being great guests on both channels, Diane. We always love new guests since we already know most of Red and Adam's stories, LOL.
Mine definitely is different.
Oh, definitely. So awesome. Well, it's been fun.
Yes, it has been. I enjoyed it.
What do you say, Red?
Thank you, Diane. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. We'll talk later, Billy.
We sure will.
I love it. All right, then. It's been fun, and I'm going to give you a quick outro. So thanks a lot. God bless you, Red.
Thank you. Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Thank you, folks, for coming, both of you. I appreciate it.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you.
The combination of the videotapes and Wemette's testimony resulted in the conviction of 2 men on